Broadcasting from Watts Creative Studios in Bedford, Virginia, you're listening to Life, Liberty, Happiness with your host, Brian Schley.
All right, welcome everybody to another exciting week, I guess. Week of information. Got a lot of new stuff coming in. This is a lot of changes going on in 2022, whether good or bad. There's a lot of changes. Little Chicago in the background. I'm a big Chicago fan, by the way, Woodrow.
I can tell. You singing along over there.
Woody's still here, just you and me, Woody.
That's, man, back down to the OGs.
And where's that band from again?
Oh, boy. Bart's in the studio as well. Bart Warner, town manager. And Mr. Trent Warner's with us today.
Hey.
We'll talk a little bit about why he's in studio a little later on. But without delaying anymore, we'll recognize our sponsors. We are live at State Farm Studio here off Grove Street in Watts Creative Studio, whatever you want to call this. Marketing genius.
The tenant. That's what I'm known as.
Oh, yes, the tenant. Thanks State Farm, CS Business Services, and Grizzly Garage Door. So, got a little new segment here, starting off the new year, new stuff, new me, everything. We'll call this little segment Drama. It's just going to be all about drama.
Bye, guys.
Johnny Drama. I'm Johnny Drama.
I'm a fan, man. When's the next season of Viking Quest, dude?
It got canceled 7 years ago.
Sorry. Do you remember that? You remember that
show? That's a good show. That's a good show.
Yeah. You do remember that show. You used to call me all the time and say, watch that.
What was it?
Entourage.
Entourage.
Oh, the best.
Yeah, with Johnny Drama.
Oh, yeah.
Did we ever figure out whether that show was about...
The best of that show was The Agent.
Yes.
What was that little guy's
Jeremy
name?
Piven.
Jeremy Piven.
Yeah.
Oh, he was so good.
But did we ever figure out whether the show was based off of Mark Wahlberg or not?
Yeah, I think it was.
Because a lot of those
his life.
Yeah.
That's so cool. So anyway, that's what this segment's about. It's just drama, whether it's new technology. I wanted to talk a little bit about Yellowstone. That seems to be things that we chit-chat a little bit about. And things like that, podcasts, new technology, anything like that for this segment. So, Yellowstone has completed, is it 4th season? You still have not gotten into this, Woody.
I haven't. Oh, but it's on my list, though. And that is a really important thing, my list. So, because I don't currently subscribe to Peacock. So, but now I think we're about a week away from doing that because we keep seeing the ads for Yellowstone and people keep commenting saying it's the best show ever. So I think I'm gonna pull the trigger soon.
When I first started watching it, I realized I'm watching it because so many people on Facebook has talked about it, right?
Yep.
So I got into it, and about halfway through the first season, I hated it, and I realized, wait a minute, everyone that's talking about it is a lady on Facebook, and I realized it's all the cowboys, and I was almost about to give up on it, and then Beth Dutton took over, and dude, I just got hooked.
Oh yeah, she's a badass. Let's just say it that way. She is. Now I was the same way. Everybody kept saying, "Watch this, watch this, watch this," and I didn't for the longest time. Now here's Woody. You've got to explain this to me. You have a Paramount, and then you have Paramount Plus.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
So Logan has Peacock.
Yep.
He purposely got Peacock to watch Yellowstone.
Yeah.
But Yellowstone only has 3 seasons on Peacock. It doesn't have them all. So he couldn't watch the 4th season. So I wanted to watch the new show, 1883.
Yep.
Which is the prequel. Was that the right?
Yep. The prequel with Sam Elliott.
Right. To Yellowstone. It's the prequel after. Does that make sense?
The prequel before.
It kind of tells you how Yellowstone
did.
became Yellowstone.
Yeah, episode 1.
So it's pretty cool. So I got Paramount Plus specifically for that.
Yeah.
So here's the part I don't understand. Yellowstone's not on Paramount Plus, but it's produced by Paramount. How's that? I don't understand this
they
whole.
must-
You've got to explain how all this stuff works.
It's
Woody.
confusing because they probably sold the broadcast rights to NBC, so they produce it. It's just like some of the shows, like they'll produce a show but then sell it to like Netflix or sell it to FX or whoever.
Okay.
So they probably sold the initial broadcast rights to NBC. What's the Universal and NBC? But then after a certain amount of time, then they get the streaming rights. But it is not good for the customer because now everybody went from having television, probably paying what $80-$90 a month, to cutting the cord and then switching to streaming. Now I have 20 streaming things and I'm paying twice as much.
Yeah.
By the way, Glenn Beck predicted this when all of this happened.
It's ridiculous.
That eventually we would pay companies to bundle it all back together. We're back to cable and satellite.
That's exactly what's going to happen. In 5 years, what's going to happen is a bunch of them, they're going to be like, oh, look, you get a bundle of this, this, and this. Or you can have a company like Disney come in and buy all of them and then just put it under their umbrella.
Yeah.
I need to get with you on YouTube TV and figure out how to record the current thing I'm watching. I cannot get it to do it.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not an idiot.
I think
I literally have tried 2 different times. Like I watched the national championship game, and I'm trying to record what I'm watching.
Yeah.
And it didn't do it. I wanted to show Perry the fourth quarter because he was at the game.
Is anybody else having flashbacks to 1981 when the Betamax came out? How do you record one thing but watch another?
I don't listen.
When you switch it in the middle of the recording, oh no, can't do that.
But it has to be on Channel 4.
I understand what you're saying because I've tried to do that.
I can record the future, but they only show the game once, right? So they're not going to play the live game again.
Right.
I mean, they may on a different channel.
You just confused me with the record the future.
No, I'm saying you can record. Let's say you want to watch. Pardon the interruption.
Yeah.
If you hit record, it'll record the future episodes.
Yes.
But it won't record the one you're currently watching.
Unless they have gotten. Now you might be fighting against algorithm or something. Unless they won't allow you to do it so that it will not be pirated. Does that make sense?
No, I can get that. But if I hit like the college game, if it comes on at 8:00, if it's 7:30, I had recorded it, it would have recorded. But because I'm at 9:00, I'm watching it I'm currently in it.
I can't
get it to record it. It won't do it.
The other thing that
At least I've not been able to do it.
I'm agreeing with you. The other thing I don't like is I can rewind, but I can't pause.
No, correct. You can't.
And check out
that chick in the stands.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because
I like how he already knew.
I knew what he was pausing on. It's what we all pause on. Don't you know what it is?
when the stupid title and stuff comes up, I'm like, can you get that out of the way?
Yeah. Did you see that cleavage, Marty?
All right.
But going back to the whole watching Yellowstone. Now, when you all were talking about it, we subscribe to DirecTV. That's our live stream service. Mm-hmm. And my wife watches Yellowstone. I'm going to admit, I haven't been able to get into it because I don't stay awake well past 9 p.m. It's kind of what happens at my age. But we watch it through that, and there's a Paramount channel. Channel's probably the wrong term.
No, you're exactly right. That's how I ended up finding it.
But we also have Peacock. And going back to what you guys just said, I mean, I'm probably duplicating everything.
I thought the same thing. I was like, well, why? Now, I enjoyed that I accidentally bought something that is bringing something that I've been waiting. I was a huge fan of SEAL Team. It was by far my favorite show. It went off of CBS, and they stuck it on Paramount. Well, I didn't have Paramount.
What are you watching, Matlock too?
No, you don't watch SEAL Team?
Blue Bloods, you with my mom?
No, you don't watch SEAL Team? Oh, SEAL Team is phenomenal.
Lord. Hey, man, if you got Barnaby Jones on your my list, that's quality
SEAL Team is great.
She watches Columbo, too. You want to watch that? Good Lord. Here we go. Oh, that Columbo, man. He could always
her and Frank Beamer.
Next week, we'll have a new co-host.
Oh, sorry. Man, I miss DW.
DW.
All right, so I do want to say the one thing that I found interesting about Yellowstone is I did start to get an appreciation for sacred places. Like that, you start to learn Yellowstone that they deeply do care about this farm, or and so I got interested when Jimmy went to the 4-6s, right?
Mm-hmm.
So come to find out, the guy who writes the show, produces it, I guess, Taylor Sheridan, bought the 4-6s ranch, which was, I think it's like 287,000 acres in Texas, just to keep it from not, from falling into other people's hands or whatever. So I thought that was interesting. I mean, they talk about, destroying farms and this, that, and the other. And you got people out there that are trying to, and there's no doubt this show has influenced people. When we went to church on Sunday, I saw Beth and Rip walk out of church, both of them in the garb, and I'm like, there's no way either one looked like that before Yellowstone. Zero chance.
Yeah, I got my goatee growing out because of Lyle. Isn't that the guy's name? The skinny fellow, Rip's buddy?
But if you're trying to get in on the show, Bart, episode 3, I think it is, of season 1.
I'm already confused, but please continue.
Beth in the cow tub.
Oh boy,
that's all you need.
Here we go.
When she get,
is that where you pause it? You pause it on that again, bro?
I watch it every day. Ashley's like, why is this still on here? You know how it's
probably the same episode. Wow, something wrong with YouTube.
As long as Reagan's not walking in,
the internet's freezing. The internet's hanging up again.
So anyway, that is our drama segment. That's going to be a good segment each week. And next week we'll talk a little bit about Peaky Blinders. That seems to be one that everybody's talking about.
I was just going to say that. I just heard about that. And Perry's, my son, loves it.
I'm going to check it out.
I do watch that one. Very violent.
Okay.
Nice. Very entertaining.
I've heard that too.
It is very entertaining.
And darkly humorous.
Okay. All right. I'm going to check it out then.
Probably not supposed to be humorous, so not sure what I just revealed about myself there.
All right. Well, moving on to sports. Sports is sponsored to you by Grizzly Garage Door. Where can you find a reliable garage door? Central Virginia area looks to Grizzly Garage Door LLC. Jed is a veteran of the military and provides exceptional service for both residential and commercial. Grizzly Garage Door is your place to go when you want the best. If you're building a new home or not sure what type of door is right for you, go to www.grizzlygaragedoorllc.com. For new doors, existing doors, repairs, or replacements, they even have emergency service capabilities too. Call 434-277-2765. All right. On to sports. Monday night, cut 3.
And we still had an opportunity.
Not that
it was
one. That's
26
not cut
to
3.
8.
Oh, I've got cut 3. Here you go.
You need 10. Play clock at 4. From the pocket. Launching downfield. Underthrown and intercepted. Keely Ringo has an escort down the sidelines. All the way to the end zone. And Georgia is going to conquer the Crimson Tide.
So, I will say I have probably the top 5 calls of all time. Man, I'm telling you, that call of Chris Fowler right there is iconic to me. Just, it was everything.
It's funny you said that because I guess it was right after that. It was that call, and then right after that, they're showing the quarterback start crying.
Yeah.
Like he's just started crying on the field. And Kirk Herbstreit says, let's enjoy this moment. Mm-hmm. And dude, I got chills again just thinking about how he said that. Let's just enjoy. Yeah. This is what sports is. This is just look at that. I mean, that was so well done. They did that so well.
I had no dog in that fight. No pun intended. I'm just saying it.
No tiger in that fight.
Yeah, we didn't have a tiger in that fight. But the Bulldogs are king of college football. They defeated Alabama. And there was plenty of storylines. I was watching the coach's channel and texting Trent. And listen, I was listening to the offensive coordinator and Jimbo Fisher and their frustrations of coming out of halftime, doing the necessary adjustments of running the football and being dominant. and Georgia had handed the ball off twice and gotten 10 yards on one and like 25 yards on the next one, and then try to flea flicker, and then it went to hell quickly.
Woody, this idiot is texting me during the game, criticizing the coordinator for Georgia. Like his actual text to me was he should be fired.
No, I went there.
Yes, you did. No, I can literally read it. He should be fired.
I said what Jimbo Fisher said. Sometimes as coaches, we think way too hard. The game is easier than it looks sometimes. They just had. Now, with that being said, there is a 1,000,000% chance when the kid fumbled the ball and Alabama scored to go up. Yeah. There was no chance Georgia's winning this game.
Yeah, they showed him on the sidelines, and it looked like game over.
In 4 straight passes,
he comes in 4 straight passes in the end zone, and there's no way you would have thought he'd been able to do that.
0 chance.
And then all was crazy. So they scored a touchdown on 4 straight passes, and I have not responded back to Brian yet, except, hey, it's not like Georgia hired an idiot. All right, just give the guy a break. You can't just keep doing the same thing all the time. So then he throws 4 straight passes. They get in the end zone. Then they try to run for the 2-point conversion, and the run doesn't work. And I get a text from Brian that says they should stop trying to run.
No running, no passing.
The part that you didn't know was the context of me watching Jimbo Fisher criticize the coordinator.
Yeah.
Because I'm watching them guys who I know are, they're big-time coaches, and they're going, we can see this. We got to run the ball. I mean, that's and at the time, I did think that was Georgia's best opportunity.
And the thing I think about that is, if Jimbo Fisher was really that good, wouldn't he be in that game? He's sitting on the couch just like you are.
No, that's true.
You know what I mean? I mean, it's just.
But it was a heavyweight match. That somebody used that term, and I thought, damn, that is a.
It really was a heavyweight fight. I mean, they kept sparring each other. In the fourth quarter, it was like, it's on now. I got to win this thing. It was so well done. That game
and it was set up for Bryce Young to win it. I mean, there's no doubt. And then he just.
I didn't think he had a bad. I mean, I thought he did pretty good. I mean, Georgia literally was, blitzing every single play.
Yeah, and he did. I mean, he didn't have his weapons. There's no doubt.
I think he showed why he should have won the Heisman. I mean, he literally played well. I mean,
he was Georgia's best player. People didn't figure that out. All right, let's see. So the Georgia quarterback was a walk-on, 5th-string quarterback.
No.
And the Heisman Trophy candidate threw 2 picks. Just want to say that. But did you, when you first saw the fumble, did you think it was a fumble?
I didn't, but when they had the referee on air tell you why it was, then I was like, okay, that did look like it was.
The dude getting it as he's going out of bounds is the funniest play ever.
That dude had no intention to get that ball.
So he
was just going to get it.
They always have the turnover chains and all these stupid things they do in college now. If he even puts that on, he needs to be smacked. Yeah, because he had no idea.
They do like a wrestling belt or something. Yeah. He's like putting it on. Wasn't getting that ball. He just happened to be walking over there and got it.
In his arms, and he wasn't trying to tiptoe either.
No.
He got lucky. Yeah. So anyway, that was a phenomenal game.
You know what I thought was the coolest about that quarterback? The Georgia one. Mm-hmm. So he's a walk-on, right? Yeah. And they talked about how hard it was for him to get that position. And at Georgia, the transfer portal, you keep bringing in people from Notre Dame, Ohio State, and he was still there as a walk-on, and then he gets his chance and he wins. And what I loved is after the game, so the lady is setting him up, the announcer, and she says, what do you say to all the underdogs out there? All the people that are like you were. And I loved his response. It was, shut up and go to work.
Yeah. Oh, there you go.
You know? Yeah. And that didn't get played the next day. I was like, man, that's what I think was the best.
So I used to hate watching press conferences. But now that because they never played them, for one. You never got to see them unless you paid, to have all these different channels, which now we do. So I did flip over and watch the press conference, and that's when I fell upon this clip. So you've got your side when you're the Georgia side where they're interviewing Bennett, and it's interesting, and he makes those comments, and so I flip it over, and I catch this clip of Nick Saban, who gets a stupid question from a stupid reporter who's asking them about basically this second half. Play that cut.
And we still had an opportunity when it was 26-18, when we're going 2 minutes down the field, to score a touchdown and go for 2 and tie the game and have a chance in overtime. And we threw a pick 6. So that's really what happened. I assume you watched the game, but that's really what happened, and that's what it felt like. And that's what it felt like for Will, and that's what it feels like for Bryce, who feel really poorly that they couldn't do better to try to not let that happen.
We'll take our next question from Andrea.
His face after is even like,
Dude, he was so freaking mad because the reporter's like, "How did it feel?" And I'm like, dude, and him describing it in detail, they feel really poorly about how they played, and I'm like, man. And then, but just his sarcasm of, "That's how it felt."
I'm assuming you watched the game.
Man, he was so pissed. So much so that later on, he actually didn't allow Bryce and the other guy to leave because he wanted to say how great they were. And they were great, by the way. But it was it was fun to watch that press conference. Because I don't know if you've ever... Nick Saban, a lot of people don't know this, is a disciple of... Belichick. I mean, from Cleveland days, way back when. And I said, my God, can you... Both of them are very similar, by the way.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And so it's you want to know what the recipe for success is? Just hate everybody, because that's their recipe. Because
contempt.
People are stupid.
Also helps to have a big bag of cash.
Yes.
But
there's no doubt. All right, we turn into the NFL. Playoffs are this week. Playoffs. I should have gave you that clip to play.
Oh, man.
Playoffs. Anyway, Saturday's matchup, you got Vegas versus Cincy, New England at Buffalo. So here's people are probably wondering when the giveaway is. So here's the deal with a giveaway this week, Woody.
Okay.
If people want to email the show their picks for the playoffs,
that's a good idea.
Well, winner will get a $25 gift card.
Yeah, I like it.
Okay.
Go to lifeliberty.us. Go to that webpage, and we have a contact form right below the show. Just fill that out.
Resident Democrat Wayne Hale, if you want to fill that out. I'm just kidding, Wayne. Wayne's going to kill me.
That's it. We just lost a listener.
The listener?
One person that was listening, Brian.
No, Wayne, you can make these picks. So, Saturday, Vegas at Cincy.
Who do you have in that one?
I'm going to take Cincinnati because I like Joe Burrow. My problem with picks are I pick who I feel good about.
Yeah. Might as well.
Yeah, so I'll take Cincy in that one. New England, who you got, by the way?
Joe Cool was cool. Joe Burrow.
Yeah.
But, man, I just love the Vegas story, too.
I do, too.
But I guess at Cincy, I'd root for Joe Cool.
Bart?
Oh, I don't follow professional sports. I'm a Washington fan.
A Washington Admirals fan.
Commanders.
Is that what they are? I don't know.
Commanders.
I heard another
Admirals.
tip. Well,
you heard Admirals? I heard Commanders. I actually saw a logo for Commanders.
Actually, it was going to be Red Wolves, but apparently nobody saw fit to secure the trademark.
Yeah, that's a you got to do that.
I like the Red Wolves better.
I do too.
Well, but it's not going to happen because that belongs to somebody else.
Yeah.
Jesus. New England at Buffalo.
That's actually tougher than you think.
Yes, very much so. I'm going to go Buffalo here. Just
last time New England played them at Buffalo, do you remember how many times New England threw the ball?
4.
Yeah, like 4 times.
Yeah.
The whole game.
I'm going to take Buffalo here.
I do too. I think it's their turn to get them back. In the playoffs, it'd even be better.
Sunday's matchup, Philly at Tampa.
I mean,
that should be Tampa.
Who's going to pick Philly?
Okay.
You'd have to be an Eagles fan to do that.
San Francisco at Dallas. That's a very tough matchup. I'm going to take Dallas because that's my favorite team, but it wouldn't shock me to see San Francisco because Dallas always disappoints this time of year.
I'm going with the Niners.
All right. Pitt at Kansas City. Does Ben pull off the...
No.
That would be a great story, but No.
Okay.
It's not right.
So we're picking all home. Oh,
Yeah,
no,
I was going to say all home teams.
Well, no, not the 49ers, but
I think they will.
that's a toss-up.
I think they could. If Dallas plays like they can, they'll be all
Well,
right.
yeah, but that never happens. So I'm going to take KC there, and then Arizona at the Rams.
They're doing playoff games on Mondays now?
This is the first time ever.
Huh, wow. I just saw something, the ratings are back up for ESPN.
Yeah.
And they said, because it was not an election year, like people are not focused on anything else, so they're watching. But the biggest rated game this year was Vegas at Dallas on Thanksgiving.
Huh.
Wow.
Yeah. I'm bringing the knowledge that DW never brought. You going with the Cardinals or the Rams?
I'm going to go Rams here.
I am too. So really, the only one we got different is the Niners and Dallas, and that's just because who we like and who we hate.
All right. So, moving on to what's happening. All right, into national news. Last week was the anniversary of the scariest moment in our history. And trust me, we had to hear speeches on it constantly.
I've had nightmares.
It's been terrible. The great January 6th insurrection that took place. We have to get to the bottom of this, one congressperson said.
3,000
because
people
it
dead?
is a direct threat to our
3,000?
democracy.
3,000 people dead?
No. Nobody. No. Excuse me. One protester died.
I'm still disappointed, though, that, the guy that had the thing with the buffalo horns and the leggings, I'm disappointed that Old Navy hasn't knocked that off yet, because I think that would be a good option for Casual Friday.
Yeah, I could see that.
Yeah.
Where is that guy?
That's where I weigh in on the
He's
issues.
in prison.
Is he in prison?
And receiving organic meals.
Yeah. Yes. He got the his request fulfilled.
Yes.
Anyway, sorry.
No, I just so
in prison.
The great Rush Limbaugh once said, "The greatest threat to our democracy is a Democrat, because the only thing that stands in a Democrat's way is the voter." And I truly believe what he said is true. So this is why Chuck Schumer is trying his best right now to federalize our elections, which they now call, I heard a great point today by Clay Travis. It's called the Voters' Right Act. What right do you not have currently?
Right.
Exactly. That this act is going to give you. It's a takeover by the federal government of the elections,
right,
including local. Did you know that? It's the federal. Well, yeah.
No comment, and you can quote me on that.
It's just so anyway. But his fellow Democrat Joe Manchin will not break the filibuster. Doing so would allow the Senate to pass the federalization of our election. And by the way, this was Chuck Schumer in 2005. Cut.
The bottom line is very simple. The ideologues in the Senate want to turn what the founding fathers called the cooling saucer of democracy into the rubber stamp of dictatorship. We will not let them. They want, because they can't get their way on every judge, to change the rules in midstream, to wash away 200 years of history. They want to make this country into a banana republic, where if you don't get your way, you change the rules. Are we going to let them? No! It'll be a doomsday for democracy if we do. Bottom line is very...
So, it's a doomsday for democracy if a Republican does that. It's not a doomsday for democracy because he's being called out on this constantly about being hypocritical. But this time is different, he says. It has to be done. So the class that I'm taking, that Bart is taking with me, how far have you gotten?
Oh, one session so far.
All right, I'm on session 3, so I'm not going to give anything away here.
Well, I've read the Constitution, so
called
I kind of
cheating.
understand the plot, but go ahead.
He's on the edge of his seat.
So, no, what's interesting
The
is...
states did it.
And you would have thought I would have known this, but the reason our democracy is special...
What's the class that you're taking?
We're taking
It's a free class.
Constitution 101 from Hillsdale College.
Okay.
And it is, I recommend it to anybody. Now, I will warn you, if you sign up, you will get bombarded with mail constantly from Hillsdale, but it is a phenomenal class. And I have learned so much that I didn't know. You would think I would have known that our democracy is special because it actually gives a voice to the minority. And this particular situation is proof that the minority can stop the majority from just doing whatever they want to because of basically 10 simple votes. Mm-hmm. And they are exactly right when they crafted this. They knew. And this is what I would really love to have Megyn Kelly back on, by the way, because I want to ask her this.
Yeah, that's why
we're still efforting this. But she had mentioned when we did interview her about she didn't think it was going to, we have partisan politics and that's just the way it is. But maybe that's the way it should be right now. Maybe we shouldn't be making a lot of changes. And so what's going on right now with Chuck Schumer, singing a different tune, wanting to get this passed, I think is dangerous to our democracy. Because if he uses it for this, he's already said he's willing to use it for Build Back Better and whatever else. Mm-hmm. Once the filibuster's gone, it's gone. Mm-hmm. And I don't think people realize that. I mean, it's scary how close we are. And the only thing is, believe it or not, Joe Manchin is literally...
That's so ironic.
It is.
A
West Virginian
Democrat.
Yeah.
Would be the guy.
Saving our democracy. And I mean that in all sincerity. I mean, he has... It's cut 6. Can't even remember what it is. We cut it.
Yes. Hypocrisy knows no bounds.
Yes, that is Chuck Schumer and his hypocrisy. But
the thing about that is, and just to be fair, when he probably said that, how long ago was it? 2005?
Yeah.
I'll bet you'll find other people like Ted Cruz on the other side saying the opposite. That's what I hate about politics.
I agree with you.
And that's what I loved about Donald Trump is that dude just said it.
Right.
I mean, he probably could have said it a nicer way, but didn't have time for it and didn't give a damn.
Tweet it.
Yes.
Right. Didn't care. Right. I'm going to say it, and this is the truth, and my truth, and this is the way it's going to go. Man, the politics of people that have been around forever, you can go to all of them, and you'll see an opposite depending on what the actual topic happens to be and who's in control. And that stuff irritates me to no end. They're just blatant about it.
But I think
and not even apologetic about it.
To me, that's what's fascinating about this class is you recognize that the Founding Fathers knew this. Yeah. That they would try to, and they would put these fail-safes in place so that we could have, like I said, it's not the majority because the majority could do what they wanted to right now, but they can't because they don't have 60. And so getting rid of the filibuster would reduce that. Mm-hmm. And do you remember when they got rid of the 60 vote threshold for appointments?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
It was the Democrats who did that.
Right.
And so, I mean, the speeches on our democracy, protecting our democracy that the Democrats give is just, to me, it's falling on deaf ears. I hope it is. I still go back to, I think a majority of our country are just hardworking people that go to work every day, and they'd rather not see anything get done in Washington, to be honest with you.
Well, what's going to happen, and at least the tea leaves the way they are unless things change, but it sounds like everybody sees the red wave coming this November. So we've got to break whatever rules we've had to get a law we can get in right now. And then what will happen is when the red wave comes and he's in the minority, he'll be squawking to have the filibuster.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? It's just, it's just relentless.
Yeah, I will say this. Hugh Hewitt said this today. I do listen to Hugh Hewitt and I like his show. He said someone had asked during a production meeting or something if they should try to get on Joe Manchin. He said, I don't understand the infatuation with Joe Manchin. He has said it 1,000,000 times. He's not going to waver on the filibuster. Why do we keep wanting to interview him to ask him? He said, I get calls constantly from Republicans. You need to find out whether he's going to waver. He's not going to waver on the filibuster. Joe is not. Now, he may waver on some other items or, but I think he's made his bed there.
What I think is interesting and ironic about rooting and listening to Joe Manchin is I would take him over 14 of the Republicans.
I'm right there with you.
I mean, those guys are they're like amoebas. There's no backbone in any of those people.
Correct.
Or not most of them. There's a couple of them.
Well, and I'm just a guest today, but I'll chime in with something that may or may not be relevant, and that is, you're probably aware that the districts for Virginia are being redrawn. That's done.
I can't find it anywhere.
Okay, there are blogs that I follow. I can send you the link. But one of the outcomes is Terry Austin, who gentleman lives over near Buchanan.
Yes.
Has represented the town of Bedford as part of his district since Lacey Putney stepped down. We're not represented by Terry anymore.
Wow.
The House of Delegates district that we're going to be in kind of starts on 460, includes Bedford, a lot of Forest, and goes northeast. It includes all of Amherst County and part of Nelson County. And there is no incumbent currently in that territory. Now, I'm pointing that out to educate, but also, I want to speak to Terry Austin without getting political, because that's not my thing and it's not allowed to be my thing. But I sent Terry a personal note saying, I'm sorry we're losing you because you've been good for the town of Bedford, not because you've gone out of your way to be political. It's just that his instincts as an elected person and a public official benefit everybody.
Yes.
When you do the right thing, it's beneficial.
No, I agree. I was... to be honest with you, I was shocked.
Joe Manchin, that just kind of made me think of that. If you stay true to your principles and they're good, that's always good.
Yeah, I don't know if you recall, but we did a ceremony for the Liberty softball team when they won the state championship, and Terry came to basically honor the team, but he also gave them a declaration or whatever from Richmond. But, I'm saying he didn't have to at all, because, by the way, Lord Botetourt, I think they had either won or something.
Well, and James River has been successful, and that's his back.
Right.
But he does that for everybody.
Correct.
Because that's kind of representative.
He is.
Yeah.
So, speaking of local news, we'll move on to why people are sitting on the edge of their seat right now. He mentioned something about DW. So, DW is no longer going to be on the show as a co-host, not because I said anything to piss him off.
Well, you did, but not enough to make him leave.
Yeah. He doesn't have any controversies going on, or anything that I know of. But DW, to his credit, and well-deserved, has been appointed by the governor to the Board of Waste Management Facility Operators. Cool. Yeah, it's very cool. But our Mike just happened to be in the truck with him and Tammy when they were discussing this conversation.
I'm in the waste management business. Everybody immediately assumes you're mobbed up. It's a stereotype, and it's offensive. And you're the last person I would want to perpetuate it.
Fine. So, Tammy...
Actual clip right there, y'all.
Yeah. So, he's in waste management.
That's how DW gets all those nice NASCAR tickets.
Waste management. So.
Waste management.
Anyway, congratulations. He, just to clear up things, and I'll let Bart kind of elaborate on that. He's not leaving Public Works. Calm down. But it's a well-deserved appointment to the state for, again, the Waste Management Facility Operators Board. So, congratulations.
Most popular post on Facebook, I believe. That blew up my phone once we posted that. Yeah. So,
that's
congratulations.
Good.
Well, and let me provide some background that people may not know about that. There's several boards appointed by the governor at any given time, and DW's been really active with Keep Bedford Beautiful Commission and litter control efforts and things like that. And he had been approached about serving on that separate board and had, because the kind of guy DW is, said certainly he'd be happy to help.
Sure.
Well, as they were discussing that, the folks from DEQ, the people who regulate the landfills, mentioned him for this board.
Wow.
Which actually has a little bit more authority. So
sure.
Yeah, it's it's a recognition of his quality and expertise. I mean, he's just a good guy, and it's really gratifying to know that other people see that, particularly the people in charge.
I'm glad you said that. Speaking of that, that's Bart Warner. He's our guest today. So we'll town manager for Bedford, and we'll go elaborate a little bit on that. But first, our guest appearance is sponsored by CS Business Services. CNS Business Services is your local place to get all your business problems solved. Call 540-586-1120. Ask for Charlene. They can do payroll, taxes, you name it. They handle your problems. Bank reconciliation, helping you pay your bills, balancing your checkbook, whatever your business expenses are, it's never been so easy. Well, it is with CNS. It just takes one phone call. Your time is too valuable. Don't spend it on things that you know nothing about. Call them today and let them handle it. They are professionals, and they have helped me out of my business problems. Call 540-586-1120. Again, ask for Charlene. They are great with all your business expenses. They will make your problems go away. So, welcome to the studio, by the way. State Farm Studios.
Thank you. Good to be back.
There are a lot of changes going on in 2022. You've had some people that are no longer with the town of Bedford, not because they hate our guts or anything like that.
Presumably.
These are actually people that are going on to better opportunities, I would say it that way. First of all, I mean, I'd like to congratulate. I told Sonia Jamies, we'll discuss her first. She was your finance director and assistant town manager. So going into 2022, what's that process look like in replacing her? As a town manager, people may not know how that process works. I'm curious how you move forward from that. Like, I can see people going, oh, do we not have to pay our bills now that there's no, So can you kind of explain, look, the town doesn't stop working. Everybody still works.
Sure. And let me just speak to Sonia personally. I mean, what a great person to work with. Her energy and vision are just unique and amazing. And obviously she will be missed in the community. And it's hard for me personally because I enjoy working with her, and she's been a great colleague. But at the same time, these folks in Georgia were smart enough to recognize talent too, and that seems to be a common theme for us.
And she's gone on to Jasper, Georgia, as the city manager.
And she will be an extraordinary city manager. I mean, that's been obvious to me for a while. I'm glad to see that somebody else recognizes it now. The structure of the town, this might be a little boring, but hey, it's probably good to explain. We will be filling the vacancy in the finance director's position.
Gotcha.
And that's a specific set of tasks that's pretty demanding. There's a lot of real difficult day-to-day effort associated with that. Mm-hmm. And so that's the position we've advertised. Now, in Sonia's case, and I can speak to this with a little bit of knowledge because I filled the role previously myself.
Yeah.
We had an assistant town manager position in our structure, mainly because the way we have to do things as a government entity are driven by policies that require separation of people.
Mm-hmm. That's right.
That might be the simplest way to put it. So part of the assistant town manager's responsibilities were to serve as the human resources administrator and also to oversee the information technology department. Mm-hmm. And again, prior to my appointment as town manager, I was the assistant town manager. That's been a role that has been in addition to other duties as a department head.
Right.
In my case, I was over planning and community development, maybe a couple of other things. And in Sonia's case, she was doing it in addition to finance. Now, let me go back to the workload associated with finance. Mm-hmm. I mean, Sonia, God bless her, worked entirely too hard. That's my only complaint about her tenure. So recognizing that and the importance of that position, I want to make sure I get the right person for finance because it's very important. And we have other people on staff that I think can absorb. Well, we already have a new IT person on.
Right.
And we have someone within staff who has the ability to obtain the human resources accreditation. So we're going to try to take advantage of that. The other thing I'll tell you is throughout the town organization, we have extraordinary men and women who are the best at what they do. They're absolutely the best at what they do. And they're great folks. So I'm just pleased to be associated with them. And I'll tell you, ideally, citizens will not notice a change in the level of service. I told another reporter this past week, talking about Sonia and Todd, I'll use a sports analogy. We'll continue to field a winning team. We're just going to have to replace a couple of star players in the lineup.
Yeah.
And there are plenty of examples of that.
No, I agree. So as a, in a private business, if I lose an employee, I may call Trent and say, hey, you know anybody? How does it work in the public side of it? That's kind of, so, do you have to, is there certain guidelines that you have to go by that the state requires, or can you just go out and hire somebody?
That's actually a misconception. People think that the state requires things. This comes up when there's a football coaching vacancy like at Virginia Tech. There are guidelines, but the truth of the matter is there aren't laws that have to be followed. You have the ability to tap somebody good if you've got them available.
Okay, good.
So now that said, it's an open process for a finance director.
Gotcha.
I will, and hopefully to assure you as a citizen, tell you, part of my job as town manager is to avoid surprises for both council and the community in general. So I'm constantly thinking about situations like this where somebody's going to leave. Somebody's going to leave unexpectedly.
Right.
And so I have contingencies in place, and I'm pursuing those.
Okay, good.
Right now, we're still accepting applications for the finance director position, and a couple of them look pretty promising.
What's your goal to have that filled in, that spot, to replace Sonia?
Well, I'm going to tell you, I'm going to hire the right person. Ideally sooner than later, but I'm going to hire the right person. And the staff we have can keep things going in a way that hopefully does not overwhelm them work-wise. Don't want to do that to them, but if I can get somebody in within a couple of months, that's ideal. But if I have to wait for the right person, I'll do that.
Okay, good. Same, similar with, obviously when we got the word that Chief Foreman was leaving, I think it was a shock to the community, and you know how people are. Oh, something must have happened, and I'm, of course, Chief Foreman does a show down here with Cop Talk on streaming and things like that. And of course, I go to church and see him there and talk to him, and it's just a great opportunity for him. And I think because of his outreach that he does, that this opportunity came along, and I think he'll do well at it. But a little bit different finance than a chief of police.
Yeah.
Chief of police is more of a not high profile in the town, but it is. He's a known figure. So tell me a little bit about how that process is going to look.
Well, and I may disappoint a lot of people by stating that I've known about that possibility as well for at least a month and a half, maybe 2 months.
Okay.
And that's because Todd is straightforward with me. I have a really good working relationship with all the people I work with, and I don't take that for granted, by the way, because situations like this certainly bear that out. But he told me, I'm saying a couple of months ago, that this opportunity was out there, that it's one of those things that, kind of like DW's appointment, he didn't really pursue it so much as people who are looking for quality people seek them out.
Sure.
And so when he first told me, he explained that it was a private sector job. It would basically involve him retiring from public service, which, again, VRS, the Virginia Retirement System, typically requires 25 years of service to get full benefits. Todd hit that mark a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
So he's been able to basically tell me he's fed up and ready to walk out the door anytime.
You're on eggshells for a couple of years.
To his credit, he's been here because he is so invested in the community.
That's great.
And he doesn't want me talking about the money, but the thing they offered him that I was aware of was so lucrative and so good for his family.
That's good.
Then he couldn't turn it down. And I know it was stressful for him to talk to me about that, but without maybe violating confidence is I told him, I said, ultimately, Todd, I'm going to ask you, what's God leading you to do?
Mm-hmm.
And when he told me that he felt he was being led in this new direction, I said, I can't argue.
Oh, that's cool.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So,
I'll let you.
But the other great thing is he's not leaving.
He's staying in the
This job
community.
allows him to stay in the community, and he's going to be involved. So that's a plus. Now, process-wise, it's similar because, again, we want to make sure we get the right person. We have a structure of command in the police department that keeps things going all the time.
Yeah.
Full of fantastic people. Again, I'm boasting, but there's no better staff than the town of Bedford staff.
Well, I mean, not to bring, there's a part of me, I'm not going to say validated, but when I was on council, we were going through COVID. I thought we had put together probably, I had learned the budget process, but I thought your staff had put together probably the best budget that not only could be done, but it's not like I had compared it to, previous years. I compared it to other localities and actually called other localities. And I was told, wait a minute, what do you mean you have no capital improvement projects? I'm like, no, we have none. And yet I was fighting others in council who wanted to cut salaries or not allow for cost of living stuff. I took a lot of heat for that. So much so, I got a phone call from a citizen that said, if you vote for this, I will see to it that you do not get reelected. Just telling you what happened. And I told that person, and I'll tell it to him now, I said, the thing that you don't understand is we have a staff of all-stars. They should be compensated for making us solid across the board when it comes budget and economics-wise here in Bedford. It's because of them. They wear so many different hats, and they're good at what they do. We can afford this during COVID because we've pinched our pennies and we've done the right things. So when I see people getting these opportunities, I had said it to a person the other day. I told you, we got some great people here. They aren't, they're good people. And I'm not, I just feel like, maybe some of these people around here that think you got to cut constantly, they have a job just like everybody else, and they should be compensated for it. And I'm not saying they left because of that. I'm just saying people sought out talent because we had it here. Yeah. And we will continue to hire people that are talented.
Well, and I appreciate you saying that, of course. I'll also point out that we're sensitive to the fact that the organizational chart is what it is, but we have 6,600 bosses. And we're also aware that those folks work hard, and frankly, the resources that they give us and everything we get, frankly, is a gift from our taxpayers, and that's the way I see it. And that they probably aren't being compensated at the same level we are. So we understand that. Nobody in my organization, me included, feels entitled to the position they hold.
Correct.
In fact, if I'm being ineffective, council can get rid of me anytime, and that's the way that's supposed to work.
How urgent is it to replace that? You said Tara was a couple months or whatever. What's your goal there for the chief of police?
Honestly, and this is a credit to Todd. Todd did such a good job and elevated that position in terms of visibility. I put the ad out today, and I've already got an application. So I think that one's going to move relatively quickly. And I'll tell you, the process there is a little bit different. There's the technical knowledge, which we have to make sure we have. But community policing and citizen involvement is something that we're going to demand, and we've come to expect. So, ordinarily, it's my decision and my responsibility, but I always appoint panels of experts to advise me. I'm going to have 2 panels this time. I'm going to have a panel of police professionals who are going to be looking for the kind of the nuts and bolts. And I mean, I'm aware of some things after 27 years of doing this, but it's good to have that feedback. But I'm also going to have a citizens panel.
Good.
And so everybody who interviews is going to be interviewed by 2 panels. And they're both going to make a recommendation to me, and then I'm going to conduct final interview. So that's the process. Now, in the meantime, Shannon Walker, who's our long-serving lieutenant, is going to be the interim chief and is going to do a great job, no question. We also have another lieutenant, Robert Kimbrell, which one of the things I fussed at Todd about was, okay, you set me up to disappoint somebody right off the bat in an interim appointment. But I will tell you that it's a team effort. We work together. This is going to be a good experience for Shannon.
Mm-hmm.
And again, not to say too much about my thought process, but Robert Kimbrell has been a chief of police before in Amherst.
Mm-hmm.
So it's an opportunity organization-wise to really develop the team we've got too.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know what the outcome of the process will be, but it's wide open. And if those gentlemen wish to apply, they're strong candidates.
Gotcha.
I got one other one. So you got head of finance that you're looking at, and then the chief of police. Which of those two positions would Tara be best suited for?
Would who be?
Yeah. Who?
Yeah.
Who are you talking about?
Chief of police.
Yeah.
Head of finance.
Right.
Which position would your wife?
Oh, Tara. Who the hell is Tara?
My wife.
Tara.
My wife had enough sense to avoid public administration.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, but which one? Which one would you point her to?
Oh, now obviously my wife
She
is
best suited for.
She can do it all. And would do it well.
Good answer.
That's why you've been married.
Good answer.
And in fact, I will point to the example at home. I'm not in management at home. And that's good for everyone.
And she's the town manager.
I can vouch for that, by the way.
My wife is in charge of things at home, and that works good for everybody.
I may have told this story before, but it's worth telling. Bart, I look out my window one day, and Bart is on a John Deere tractor, right? Both of our yards are about as big as a postal stamp. So I'm pushing, and Bart's on this John Deere. 2 minutes later, he's putting it up because he's done with the yard. And so I said, hey, Bart, would you mind just mowing my grass while you're at it? He's like, that's a good idea. He's like, I tell you what, if you'll mow my little grass strip in front that I can't get to, I'll mow your yard. And I was like, that's not a bad trade-off here. So, of course, I fire up the lawnmower, and I go out there and the strip in the front. It's like 2 minutes, and I come back in, and Ashley goes, you finished with the yard already? And I'm like, yep. She says, why is Bart mowing our grass? And I was like, listen, maybe if you're a little nicer to Tara, she would come over and do her dishes. She's like, I don't understand. And I'm like, these are the things we work out. I can't help it that you don't get along with people.
I still think I got the better end of that deal, frankly.
Now, here's what's really bad. I just got to the point now where I pay somebody to do the whole thing. So I don't even do the grass strip in the front anymore.
So I basically outsourced my grass strip maintenance at no cost whatsoever, which is kind of what I try to do in my job as town manager.
Exactly. Well, we appreciate you being in the studio, Bart, and answering those questions. I just wanted people to understand that the town's not locked up, and business does go on, and things are getting done. So.
I keep the old town seal in my office just as a reminder, and part of it says since 1782.
Yep.
So as I talked to Todd, and Todd, I know it was not an easy decision for him, and I think Sonia says the same thing. But I told them both. I said, you guys both wrote chapters in the history book of Bedford, and your chapters are great.
Yeah,
very cool.
And we'll do the best we can to make sure the next chapters after you continue to be good.
Yeah, because to piggyback on that just a little bit is Sonia, you could see passion for the budget is what people don't understand. And they, most people who live here probably don't even pay attention to the budget. And those who do, I will say 90% of them don't understand it. It took me a good 2 years to understand the budget process. To really understand how it all worked. Debt versus, deficit and all, all the nuances of how a budget's put together, what's important, what's not important. And I every year it seemed like it got better and better and better. And it's like, holy cow, and that last budget, I'm telling you, I thought was one of the best budgets we had ever put together. I shouldn't say that y'all had put together and we had approved.
Well, actually, it's all we, so that's actually appropriate.
But it was phenomenal. The work that was put in, that was the thing. You could see your staff go out of their way to make it tight. We didn't know the COVID was coming. You didn't know it was coming. And yet we were prepared for it because of all the work. And it was due to Sonia's passion for her job. There's a lot of people that are finance directors, you know, but she just we won numerous awards for budgets. And she took that stuff serious. What do you have somebody outside the studio?
Oh, yes. Yes.
Effort that? I don't know who. It's odd. Anyway, well, we can't do that yet because he's a commercial guy.
Well,
So anyway, I just wanted to say, Sonia, I appreciated, and she helped me a lot, teaching me the ins and outs of the budget and the importance of it. And so I really appreciate. People just keep coming in. So, but anyway, these are fans of the show, by the way. Apparently, no, just live in the studio.
well, and, you know, again, to reassure the citizens and taxpayers, we're in a good place.
Yeah.
We're working on finding the police department a new facility, and I'll say publicly, you know, some figures have gotten out there about certain costs. Yeah, $10 million is what the estimate was. Well, we're already working on chipping that down, so we'll find an adequate police department facility for a while. We're going to do it for a lot less than that.
Okay, good. All right, moving on to another new segment. DW is, again, no longer a co-host, which doesn't mean that he will never be back on. It just, because of his appointment, he really couldn't be on what you would call a political show. So when his appointment's over, we expect him back in his chair. That doesn't mean you have to leave either, Trent. It just means
I feel like the interim. Am I the interim?
He's the interim co-host.
Yeah. If you'd like to apply for a couple of jobs on it.
Sounds like that's why I asked you so many questions.
Hey,
are you applying, Trent?
Let's see how this segment goes.
I'm not feeling too comfortable.
Go ahead.
You want to do the sponsorship by State Farm before we start?
Yep.
All right.
When you need a good neighbor, look no further than David Hallnaker at State Farm. Reliable services when you need him and a friendly staff that treats you with respect. Whether it's auto, life, RV, motorcycle, car loans, call David Hallnaker. He is there for you. David has over 30 years of experience in the business. He's your local State Farm dealer here in Bedford. He can answer those tough questions. He's my insurance agent, along with DW's. Because when we need him, we call 540-586-8194. They have the answers we need in a short amount of time. Call David at 540-586-8194. If you just want to stop by his office, it's located off 460 near Walmart. Again, call David Hallnaker, your State Farm agent. Like a good neighbor, David is there.
Hey, that pre-recorded segment, is that one you're going to fix now that I'm here? Because, I mean, that sounds like I'm going down the road listening to this podcast, and it sounds like you have a cold.
I did have a cold that time, but we are going to cut new commercials.
Hopefully that gets better.
Yeah, we're cutting new commercials next week.
Things are already improving.
I didn't tell you that, but that's part of your job next week.
Oh, okay. Well, maybe we'll have a better sound.
Oh, geez.
All right. Well, in honor of DW, and actually I thought about this in that little segment of trying to come up with, what was it called there?
Did you know?
Did you know?
Well, you honored it so well.
I thought about this.
Did you know it was called Did You Know?
Yeah, I did not know that. The other day, you know, we lost John Madden and we lost Betty White. Well, I thought John Madden was already dead.
I
didn't.
You're
know.
right. Yeah.
Like literally, they had a show on him, and I was like, "Oh shoot, he's still alive." And then like the next day, 2 days later, he was dead. I was like,
it was
wow,
unexpected. Yes.
Yeah, that was crazy. So we're gonna play Dead or Alive.
Okay. Oh, this is a good game.
You get to tell me if this person is dead or if this person's alive.
I need some music for y'all for this.
All right, let's get some background.
I can't wait to hear what music.
What did he choose? Ted Nugent.
All right, we got to get a more. We got a bit of.
Sounds like something at a funeral.
No, we have to get a bigger sponsor.
Yeah.
Because these paid cuts that he gets are lame. But go ahead.
All right.
Dead or alive?
Dead or alive. Charlie Sheen.
Oh God.
The actor.
Wishes he was dead.
Yeah, I'm gonna say he's alive, but barely.
That is correct.
Well preserved.
He'll never die.
Do you remember the guy
Corona is scared of him.
that took over the Batman role, Heath Ledger? Or he was the Joker in Batman? The guy that
He
had
gone.
that great... Do you remember Heath Ledger?
Yeah.
You know that
Oh,
guy?
yeah.
He's dead.
Dead or alive?
I'll be honest with you. I didn't know there was anybody other than what's the no the one that played it originally.
Yeah, with Michael
Cesar
Keaton.
Romero.
Who?
1960s TV.
Keaton.
Oh, no. This is the Joker position on Batman. The guy with all the makeup.
You may, Brian, you may remember him
He
from
was like the
Brokeback
dark Joker.
Mountain.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's right. Brokeback Mountain.
You idiot. Dead.
Yeah,
I'm gonna
he
say
is.
dead.
He
Okay.
is dead.
He should be if he played Brokeback Mountain.
Along those lines, your favorite singer, George Michael.
Oh, wait a minute. Is that
Wham.
Yeah.
Faith.
Gotta have faith. Yeah. I'm gonna say he is dead.
That is correct. He is dead.
Well, I mean, I don't mean all right. Yes, I got
Yes. How about
Condolences to the
Michael family if you're listening.
we really care about him.
Okay.
Princess Leia. Carrie Fisher.
I'm gonna say alive.
Incorrect.
What?
Dead. Heart attack. She had a heart attack.
Really?
Yeah, man.
Probably from carrying around those earmuffs that she had as hair.
The guy that was in Twister. Do you remember the guy who had the Dodge truck? Bill Paxton.
Oh, he was also in Tombstone.
He was in Tombstone. And I was reading his bio here. He was in Titanic. What position
Yes,
was
he
he
was.
in?
He was the filmmaker.
Yeah, the explorer. Not on the Titanic.
He's
exploring
alive.
the wreck of the Titanic.
That
he
is
was-
incorrect. He died of a seizure.
Yeah.
Wow.
Also, Chet from Weird Science.
That, yes.
Great
Did you
reference.
spit in this? I still use that term. Did you spit in this?
Man, that's holy cow.
Michael Douglas's dad, Kirk Douglas.
Yeah, I remember him.
You remember him? Wasn't he like
He was
Ten
old.
Commandments or like
I'm gonna no.
Spartacus.
Spartacus? Yeah, like the old.
I am Spartacus.
I'm gonna say dead.
Incorrect. He's 106 years old.
Really? Are you kidding me?
Hey, that's another good game too for future. Who's better, the father or son actors?
Oh, yeah, that's a good one.
But go ahead.
Angela Lansbury.
Oh God, murder. She's
Murder,
dead.
She Wrote.
I'm saying she's dead.
Alive.
Murder She Wrote.
Really?
She's still
Yes.
alive.
She
Still
is
alive.
still alive.
And I'm streaming her.
She's not on Yellowstone. Episode 3.
He's watching that tonight.
Not in the washed up
On
either.
BTV.
Jerry Lewis. Remember the guy that...
Yeah.
And he did those...
He doesn't look good, but I think he's still alive.
that is correct. He's still alive. I thought he was dead. I thought he was dead.
What?
He is alive.
I am blown away.
Last time I saw
shocked
him,
by
he
that.
did not look good. It looked scary. He did. He didn't look good at all.
I think
But we wish you all the best, Mr.
Yeah.
Lewis,
Yeah, Lewis. Glad you're doing so great.
if you're listening.
the big muscle guy that was in
Can't
Green
hear.
Mile, the big black guy, Michael Clark Duncan.
He died, I think.
Yeah, I was shocked. That's why I wrote it down. I was like, I cannot believe that guy's.
Yeah.
He's not here.
That was sad.
Don't you put that evil on me, Ricky Bobby.
I forgot he was in that.
Gary Coleman.
Oh, he died early though, right?
Oh.
He
He's
died.
dead.
Yeah.
What
he
you
died.
talking about, Trent?
What you talking about? He's in the earth.
He's getting his mail from the groundhog.
Yep. And I got two more for you. Alan Thicke.
Oh.
Let me guess the show first. He did
what was that show?
Growing Pains.
Growing Pains. Yeah.
And
yeah.
sang the theme song to different
Yeah.
shows.
I'm gonna say he's
really?
alive.
For real?
Now the world don't move.
Really? That was him?
That's Alan Thicke.
He's dead.
Oh.
He's not singing it anymore.
Yep. And the last one I got for you is Bob Barker. The Price is Right.
He was 200 years old when I was a kid. I mean, he's dead.
Nope, he's alive.
Shut the front door.
How old is he?
I really thought you were going to say something else. He's 98 years old.
God.
Hey, you want a prop bet? Which one dies first, Drew Carey or him?
Oh God! Oh God!
That son of a bitch has been alive for how old is he?
He's 98. Bob Barker's still alive.
Good.
If something does happen, you might be a person of interest that interim Chief Walker wants
Holy
to talk
cow!
Yep.
Well, I saw Drew Carey the other day, and I was like, "That is his name, right? Drew Carey."
Yeah, that's his name.
I didn't recognize him.
He lost a lot of weight,
but he's also got like gray hair and a beard.
Yeah, he looked totally different when he lost that weight. He's like, what? Wait, what happened? Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's good.
That's what I'm afraid of when I lose weight. Then
There was one I wanted to check here and make sure I wrote it right. Roger Moore, the James Bond fellow.
Yeah. Ooh.
just died. Bart said.
Died in 2017. I did not know that. I thought he was still alive.
So who's Roger Mudd? You just made me think of
NBC newscaster from the 70s and 80s.
Yeah.
Probably also dead. Washington and Lee graduate.
No, he's roommates with Bob Barker.
And that was sponsored by State Farm if you need life insurance.
That's right, called David
Honaker. Yeah, that's it.
Oh, me. Great show, by the way. That way to come out swinging on our first show.
Yep. Next week, my segment was going to be North Carolina sayings, and I'm just going to write down stuff that Marty says.
That'll be that'll be great.
You can help me understand what they say as a family. I'll look around and I'll say, "What?" I got him.
Logan's picked up a little Louisiana lingo.
LSU stuff.
Everything is He finishes this everything. What are we having for dinner, huh? What do you mean,
Hey, I grew up in
Everything's
I grew up in Tazewell County. You probably could use subtitles for me most of the time.
Oh, by the way, I've gotten to that age. I've got subtitles on, and Ashley's like, "What is wrong with you?"
God, you do already?
Yeah.
Oh my Lord.
You might need it for Peaky Blinders.
That's actually how I would watch it because I can't get the British sound.
That's what was the show I told you about, Woody, that I like so much? The Heist, Money Heist.
Oh yeah. Oh, that's a
It's Spanish, but it's dubbed
yeah.
in English. But I have to watch the subtitles because I just can't.
The subtitles are better. It does lose something when it's dubbed. Like it loses its tone. So like some of these movies, like what's that zombie?
Logan and I get tickled at the subtitles with Yellowstone. With it'll say tongue clicks, and it's when they're tongue clicks.
Like what, sub-Saharan Africa?
All right, good show. We'll take you out with the God. I didn't forget what it is.
Goodbye yesterday.
Goodbye yesterday. A little from Yellowstone, by the way.
Yep, downloaded a few songs from
there. There is a soundtrack, and I love it. I turn down and listen to these songs, and Bart.
I'm sorry, I dozed off.
What? No, that's all right. You need to get up with Yellowstone and get caught up. I guess they are in the making of season 5 currently, and then
they teased us with 4 for almost a year.
4 Sixes, I think, comes out in the spring. The new show 4 Sixes. I'm on the 4th episode of 1883. I'm still a little.
And I know you're not a soccer person, and it's on Apple Plus, which is another streaming service that you pay extra for.
We gotta go. No, I'm just kidding.
Ted Lasso. You should watch Ted Lasso.
I've heard great things about that.
All right, we'll see you next week.
Some peace of mind. I'm done with struggling, ready for my life. I'm leaving yesterday behind. Don't know what waits me, what I'm gonna find. Goodbye, yesterday. Goodbye. Goodbye, yesterday. Goodbye. Goodbye.